Hola, buenos días. Yo soy Antonio y estamos en Guatemala, el Peten, en la casa de Buenas Cosas. So I'm Anthony, and we are in Guatemala in the northern region of El Peten, and I am here to give you a tour of Buenas Cosas, which is a volunteer organization slash homestay. And I just kind of want to share a little bit of what I've experienced, as well as give you a little bit of insight into Buenas Cosas, the house and the people. So let's go inside and take a look. So this is a courtyard home with various fauna and flora, and there's a family of turkeys that kind of stay inside. They don't venture out. And here, one of the first trees is a fruit tree that has a waxy fruit that smells and tastes like durian. So it's really juicy on the inside, and it's got a funky smell with a smoky flavor. And these just fall on the floor, and I often smack my head when I'm walking inside. So they're really juicy, and you want to wait until they're really red before you eat it. So there's a lot of banana trees and palm trees. And this tree, I guess, is a protected tree. I forget the name, but it is like the national tree of Guatemala. And then here is Senor Sucio, and he's a little flea bag. This is Dodie. So he's the guard dog, but he just kind of is the also the eats the scraps from the table. And here we have the volunteer champa or palapa, and it's pretty sturdy. It's got a cool uh, construction here on the inside with the beams supported and a little bit of rebar holding everything together, and hammocks everywhere. And it gets so hot here. It's this week. It's been definitely into the triple digits, 40 degrees Celsius. So the only thing to do in the afternoon is to laze about in a hammock trying to catch a breeze. Here I have my bike, and also Wilson, who is the oldest son, is really into bikes too. So hopefully one day he can start his own bike shop. We've talked about that as a dream. And so this is a family home, and Angelica is the woman, the matriarch, who she has four kids, and her husband also he lives in San Jose, which is about a couple kilometers outside, also working with the volunteer organization. And here we have the outdoor kitchen, which is pretty basic, but this is where some of the larger cooking events take place. Here is a 18-liter canister of drinking water, and there's a guy that comes by in a truck every now and then, and he delivers these, and they cost about 7 quetzales, which is about $1. And here's also a stove, propane. Here is a wash basin. So there was a faucet here, but that somehow broke, and now it's been replaced with a broom pole just to clog it up. But you would fill the water here and either have dirty dishes over here or clean your clothes over here. We slaughtered a goat last week, and then we used that to weigh it, and then we put the body in here and use that to kind of skin it and clean it. Here's the shower. Everything is pretty basic, but the water comes out steadily. And here's the toilet. So if it's yellow, let it mellow. And let's see, what else do we have around here? Plenty of papaya trees everywhere. There's also some mangoes. What's nice about this property is that there's a creek that runs through the center of it, and it's designed so that there's different layers of pools that filter the water out. So the water is cleaner going out than when it came in. And here we have some of the mangoes. You can see those hanging in the trees. Not quite ripe. And then there are also some other, I don't know if you can see them, but they're a light color all the way at the top there. And we've been using this pole to basically beat the fruit out of the trees. And oftentimes it'll just fall on my head. Let's see if we can't get one down. Get one. Oh, okay. Man down. And then we're gonna continue over into the kind of living room. Everything is open air, and it's always a constant battle against bugs and pinche hormigas. Here's the cocina, and here's Reina. Hello. Hola. So it's pretty simple meals, but they are just enough to keep the body going. Frijoles. This is one of the water tanks, so it's potable. And it's kind of funny because Guatemala is like renowned for coffee production, but everybody here just drinks this instant stuff. So it gets the job done, but it's not great. And typical of developing countries, we have a refrigerator that's used for storage and not for keeping things cold. And continuing on over to the west wing is where the dishes are. So I've been keeping myself busy after meals washing the dishes, and it's just interesting how efficient you can become with water if you're not just letting the faucet run. So the dirty dishes are over here. Use this to clean the dishes, and then the clean ones go over here, and then this kind of just put this on your shoulder and keep on cleaning. So we will sneak through, and I'll show you my room, Casa de Antonio. And at night, there's like a family of big bullfrogs that hang about. I stepped on one accidentally my first night here, and it kind of let out a big blop. So here is the room. Everything is gravel, so when it rains, it soaks through. So I have my nice mosquito netting and workbench, and then open air, so I can actually lay in bed and see the sky and the stars at night. And here's another papaya tree kind of hanging out. But on the other side of this wall are a family of goats that can be quite loud. And also, I don't know, last night, but there were some insects or something that were screaming. It sounded like child screams coming out, but it was just these damn insects. So even at night, when you think things are going to be peaceful, it can be quite rowdy. There's also, see the duck, the pato. No, it's not a good angle, but I'll come around the side here. There's also a tree house. So I'm kind of staying on a volunteer tract. So I'm signed up for 2 weeks, and I've been doing some permaculture gardening. But other people who are just coming through town on their way to like any of the Mayan ruins will just come and stay for a night or two, and they'll usually stay up here in the treehouse. So it's pretty cozy up here, and maybe a better breeze too. And this part of the house is where Angelica will stay. And then bamboo down into the creek below. And so it's a pretty spacious courtyard. Lots going on. It hasn't been raining much, but I think that's about to change. And so far it's been an interesting experience. It's been a little challenging just kind of adapting to a more simplistic lifestyle where, you know, not watching TV. There really aren't any restaurants in this neighborhood. Everybody's pretty self-sufficient. It's a pretty poor town in terms of, you know, economic resources, where, you know, the streets aren't paved, but everybody's very friendly, very hospitable, generous with their smiles, and it's a great place to kind of soak up some of the Guatemalan atmosphere and just kind of take it easy, not go too fast, because if you do, you're going to get a heat stroke. So I'll just end over here with the goat pen, and then beyond that are a horse and her calf, which I don't know if you can make out. And then on Saturdays and Sundays, it seems like the biggest business in town are for-profit churches. So I don't know where they're located specifically, but somewhere in that direction is a church. And it sounds like the guy is, even though I know he's probably like a kilometer or two away, it sounds like he's right there in your ear. So there's been some baby goats that have just popped out recently. I think there they are. They're getting bigger. And then over there is the caballito, and also some piglets. So that's about it. And thanks for watching. I hope you learned something, or at least got a new insight into a new part of the world. So if you have any questions, just leave a comment below. But other than that, adios.